The S197 Mustang is a great car, except for one thing. It's built to satisfy the average driver. The ride height's all wrong, there's too much body roll, and it's just not built to handle aggressive driving. Now, in the past, improving handling or suspension has proven to be a pretty expensive affair, and that's why we're happy to be here today to tell you about the latest from BMR Fabrication, the Level 1 suspension kit that will improve your handling and suspension performance without breaking your wallet. So follow us to BMR in Florida, where we're going to take out a stock 2005 Mustang, then upgrade to the BMR Level 1. It's going to be one heck of a ride.
Now that we have made our way to Florida to install the BMR Level 1 handling package on this 2005 S197, let's check in with BMR owner Alan Miller on the highlights of this kit.
We designed the BMR Level 1 handling package to be an affordable, entry-level kit that includes all the key components required to upgrade the suspension on your S197 Mustang. The kit includes front and rear sway bars, lowering springs on all four corners, Takiko shocks, an adjustable panhard rod, control arm relocation brackets, front camber bolts, and upper strut mounts. We're going to start our installation today with the front suspension.
We started by removing the stock springs and shocks to make way for the BMR springs and Takiko D-Spec shocks. There are 4 upper strut mount bolts, sway bar end link, brake line, and 2 lower spindle bolts that hold the stock shock assembly in. Note the direction the indicator arrow is pointing on the upper strut mount for when the new system is reinstalled. The front sway bar drops out by removing the 2 bushing bracket bolts on each side of the front frame. The BMR lowering springs drop your ride about 1.5 inches for a more eye-pleasing look, but they also feature a progressive front design for OE ride quality. To go along with the BMR springs, the Level 1 kit adds Takiko D-Spec shocks and struts. These are fully adjustable, from soft to hard, and that even will make it possible for our Mustang to go from the street, autocross, drag racing, and even road racing without changing shocks. The 2005 Up Mustang has no camber adjustment, and when lowered, it develops premature tire wear. With the adjustable camber bolt, it is possible to gain up to 2 degrees of camber. BMR's front and rear sway bars work to decrease body roll for a more predictable, neutrally balanced suspension. The front bar is a hollow 1 3/8 inch bar and is made from aircraft spec tubing to reduce fatigue. While doing a rear suspension upgrade, you want to support the axle tubes with jack stands to keep from damaging any parts. The rear suspension started with removal of the puny stock rear sway bar to make way for the BMR's solid 7/8 inch rear bar and billet end links. From there, we removed the stock lower control arms with the 2 mounting bolts and installed the BMR control arm relocation brackets. These will tune the instant center of the S197 rear suspension by correcting the geometry of the lowered suspension. BMR recommends welding them in for increased rigidity and safety. Removing the lower and upper bolts to the shock would allow us access to the stock rear springs. The BMR rear springs are linear with the stock spring rate, giving a balance of handling and ride quality. The adjustable rear Takiko D-Spec shocks fit perfectly and included all the required hardware. BMR's on-car adjustable panhard rod makes sure the rear end is located side to side on the chassis. You can see the stock panhard rod is made of smaller tubing and rubber bushing versus the BMR's DOM tubing and poly bushings. Plus, it's a larger 1.25 inches. By nature, a panhard rod will alter rear end position as ride height changes. This makes it necessary to use an adjustable panhard rod when lowering your vehicle, as it allows you to recenter the rear end.
We're all finished with the install. Now let's take this for a test drive.
Shock set to medium, we made our way back to the road for some real-world testing. First, we found the ride to be much more comfortable than we anticipated. While the increased stiffness was definitely felt, while cornering, the Mustang felt much more predictable in the corners, not falling victim to under or oversteer. Turn-in became more crisp as the Mustang handled weight transfer much more effectively. In the end, we were able to take corners faster and gain confidence as the Mustang felt more planted. Not to mention the lower ride height looked a lot better cruising down the road. All in all, the BMR parts fit on the Mustang without any modification for a true bolt-and-go upgrade you can do in your driveway, all in under a day.
A performance driver demands a little more than the average street car enthusiast. I know personally when I get behind the wheel I like to be impressed, and stock just isn't going to cut it. Today we showed you BMR's Level 1 upgrade, and it's a great start for a performance package that won't destroy your budget. It's got a nice mix of upgrades and it gets your car lowered. And to be honest, an S197 shouldn't ride around like a tractor. My name's Bucko, thanks for watching Power TV.